It's time for baseball in the Bay Area as we welcome you to the O.co Coliseum in Oakland. A good matchup here for you tonight between the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Oakland A's. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian here for this AL West matchup. Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. Back now as we draw ever closer to first pitch. Let's listen in to public address announcer Mike Carlucci. And now we'll look at Mike Scioscia's lineup for the visiting Halos. What's this club need to focus on here this evening, Steve?
Just don't be stupid up there. Don't chase balls out of the zone. Move guys along when the situation calls for it. Play the game.
Kendall Graveman gets the ball for Oakland in this one. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, guys, remember, he's not a lot of fun to face because he's got 5 pitches. As a hitter, you got to worry about the ball coming in, moving away, the speed. He's a lot to handle when you're up at the plate.
And with that, let's get a quick glance at the Oakland A's defense. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, Matty, Stephen Vogt is a natural-born catcher, but he's so flexible as far as the many positions he can play. He can play in the outfield. He can play the corner infield position. A real asset to have on the ball club.
That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
At the very least, he's showing some patience here to start the ball game. Well, that'll be important for him as we move along tonight.
Takes this the other way to right. And that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning.
Well, you know, this is a guy who's going to come right at you, even when he's got you down in the count 0-2. Right here he's thinking punch out. But this one bites off a little bit too much of that strike zone, and he squanders that advantage in the count by serving up an 0-2 single to the first batter he faces.
Cole Calhoun will stand in now, as he'll take a look at ball 1. Sent in the air out to straightaway center. Davis is there. Makes the play, 1 away. Mike Trout gets his first opportunity now. Runner at first with 1 gone.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that the number 2 guy couldn't at least move that leadoff man into scoring position. And that makes it a little tougher on the middle of the order to drive in that early run.
Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Figure we'll probably see a heavy dose of that sinker here tonight.
It's really a pitch you'll lean on, especially when he needs that ground ball, but even in situations like this where he's just trying to get ahead.
But they'll just get the 1 out here as the runner will get back safely at first.
Designated hitter
Albert Pujols set to take his first cuts with a man at first and 2 away.
Yeah, and he's going to have to find a gap to give that man on first a chance to score.
Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1.
He just about went around. He was lucky to put on the brakes when he did.
And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is James Kingsley.
Well, Kingsley's a pretty fair umpire. Sometimes a pitcher will get a call in the corners, but he rarely has people barking at him about a strike zone.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Now a check swing, but that's in there for strike 3 anyway, and the inning is over. Angels leave 1. Angels nothing. A's coming to bat. It's Major League Baseball on the show. With that, let's look at the starting lineup for the hometown A's. Thoughts, EK? Anyone stand out?
Well, I think the focus has to be on the man hitting third. Does a lot of things right at the plate. Takes the simple approach, and it tends to pay off.
With a moment now, let's give you a look at the way the Angels match up defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric?
Well, Matty, the last place you want to hit it, to the shortstop. Actually, anywhere between second and third base. That's how much range he has out there at this position. Very aggressive player, makes a lot of great defensive plays.
Line drive to center field. And that's a base hit, so the leadoff man's aboard to start off the home half of the first.
Batting second.
Striding into the box, Matt Joyce, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Nolasco comes set. Here comes the first pitch. And they go right after him on the inside corner for strike one.
That first pitch is going to be key all night long. If he gets ahead early with the fastball, that's when he can get tough to figure out, especially with the arsenal that he has.
Now a splitter that time that had a bit too much to it as it just about got him.
Yeah, you got to be careful there after that leadoff single. You don't want to hit a guy here and really let him get something started.
I got the count.
1-2. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Right over the top here with the four-seam fastball. Good drive through the release. Just threw it right by him at the letters.
Stepping in now, number 48, as he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike one. Runner at first here, one man out. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Now a swing and a fly ball. Calhoun sprinting after it, and foul. A pause, and the 0-2. Curveball bounces, and that gets by to the backstop. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch. Has to be thinking strikeout here. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. Crone is over, and he tucks it away for the second out. Coming to the plate now, Chris Davis. And he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here.
Oh, and it's so important to take advantage of these kind of opportunities early in a ball game. It can change the entire complexion of the game if you can put the other guys on their heels right away.
Hit high in the air down the right field line. Oh, and he botches it. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score.
And after that leadoff single, it looked like he might work out of the first inning unscored upon. But there is just no conviction behind this pitch, and it gets turned around into an RBI double that pushes across the opening run of this game.
Stephen Vogt will dig in now, and he's picked the wrong time of year for his bat to go silent.
Yeah, just one hit in the series so far for him, and they're going to have to get more out of his bat. But he's got to make sure he doesn't press up there, or that average is going to continue to go south.
A 1 pitch on its way. Grounded up the first baseline, but this will get foul for strike two. 2 out here and a runner at second. And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good.
Well, here's a pitch that just definitely gets away from him. Pretty sure you're not going to try to hit a guy in an 0-2 count with 2 outs. But hey, this is new life for these guys, and you got to find a way to make this one work out for you.
Here's Jed Lowry now. As he'll wait out a breaking pitch here that finds the zone for strike one.
Now here's a spot with a run home already. That looks nice on the scoreboard. But if you could put up a 2 or even a 3 spot here in the first, that could really go a long way against a guy like this.
To short. Taken in by Simmons. Throw in time, and the side is retired. I have to imagine there's a full moon tonight, judging by this bunch. We're back to the Coliseum right after this. C.J. Cron will lead things off here as it'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up to kick off the second.
C.J. Cron.
Into the windup and the pitch. Up and away to start the inning. It's 1-0. A high strike there, and it's 1-1.
And you know, I think it's going to be important that when guys get their pitches, they take advantage. There it looked like he was taken all the way, and he may not get another pitch that catches that much of the plate.
Breaks his bat as this one's popped up. Closing fast, and he makes the diving catch.
Hey, that was nice.
The left fielder, number
At the
4.
plate, Cameron Maben.
Cameron
He'll get to
Maben.
take his first cuts here. First pitch coming. Here it is.
Nope.
Off the plate and low here, ball 1. There's a cut fastball that time that runs in a bit too tight, and it's 2-0 now. Over the outside half, and it's 2-1. And here's a ball hit in the air, but this will wind up being a foul ball. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Smoke toward the hole. And that is through into right field for a single.
And this will bear watching as the game goes on. You know, if he's going to have success here, a lot of it's going to hinge on how he can locate his sinker. That one's too far up in the strike zone. A belt-high sinker is not much more than a flat fastball.
Runners on first with 1 down. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball 1. Swing and a liner, but this is a foul ball. And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2.
Yeah, an interesting setup now on 2-2. Here's where you really need to pay attention to that guy at first.
Taken for strike 3, the throw. And he is out at second. Caught stealing to end the inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and no one left. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2. Oakland is on top in this one, 1-0.
Leading off for the Athletics.
Trevor Plouffe strides into the box now to lead off the home half of the second inning. Line to the right side, and that'll get by and on through towards the wall. He's around first on his way to second now, and he's in there safely. He's got a double. Yonder Alonso stands in for the first time.
Yonder Alonso.
And this is taken outside for ball 1.
Yeah, and when that pitch starts off outside, it's much easier to get a better view of it and then just lay off.
And this winds up inside for a ball. 2-0 now.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to think twice about that one. And now he's got a good hitter's count here, 2-0.
This is pulled into right, but he will come on strong out there in right and pull this one down for the first out. And the runner, not tagging, will retreat to second base. Marcus Semien will stand in, and you see the numbers for the series so far. He's really been one of their unsung heroes.
It seems like in just about every series, you get that one guy who really steps up, and he's been that guy so far.
Slider, and he can't pull the trigger. 2 strikes.
Down 0-2 after 2 great sliders. He's got his work cut out for him now.
looped out toward third. That's in there. Base hit. And the runner from second will stay put at third, so they're runners at the corners now with one away. Rajay Davis will stand in. He singled to lead off the home first. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Breaking ball for a strike. 0-1.
And with his speed, contact probably means a run right here. So that's got to be his only thought process at the plate.
And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. And he'll take a look at a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-2.
Now, with runners at the corners and 2 strikes, this is a spot where you've got to make something positive come out of this on the mound.
Splitter, 2-2. Just got a piece up the line. Escobar's got to be quick. And the runner is out at the plate as they cut him down trying to score.
That runner at third, he's going on contact there. That's got to be the only way to explain it. It's one thing if this ball's hit up the middle, but when you hit it right at a corner infielder, you got to figure he's coming home with it. They get him easy.
Here's Matt Joyce now, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0.
You get a good look right there. Already 33 pitches now through an inning and 2/3. That's an awfully high number this early.
That evens it up, 1-1. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Ready on 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Yeah, 2 straight fastballs in on the hands. They haven't produced a strikeout. So now 2-2, you've got a few options here.
Now a bullet foul as the third base coach had to give it the old Olay that time. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Throws him for strike 3, and that retires the side. A's strand a couple. We play 2 innings. It's 1-0. Leading off the inning, Danny Espinosa, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Espinosa.
And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. High in the air and deep to left center field. Davis going back, but he can't get to this one. It's off the wall. He can't get there in time, and now it hops over the wall for a ground rule double.
Maldonado.
Martin Maldonado will get an opportunity now following the leadoff double.
And with his guys down by a run, at the very least, you need to try to shoot something to the right side. Hopefully get that runner over to third with 1 out.
Drilled right back up the middle, and that's through into center field. Base hit. He'll come home with it. And they're not going to get him. He's in there at the plate.
Now batting, third baseman
Yunel Escobar will dig in here. He singled to open up the ball game.
Yeah, a lot of guys are trying to pull everything when they get up to the plate. He went the opposite way. Really paid off for him.
In there, no balls and a strike. A swinging bunt to the mound. And he won't even think about second as he'll flip on to first for the sure out.
Yeah, and that's not always an easy play for a pitcher, especially when he has to barehand the ball. But luckily, he's got plenty of time out there, so he's able to set himself and then make a good, strong throw.
Cole Calhoun will stand in now as he takes a called strike on the black. It's 0-1. Drilled on the ground to short. Simeon's there. Throw gets him. 2 down.
The center fielder, number 27.
Men at second here with 2 away, and standing in, the ever-dangerous Mike Trout. From the stretch, here's the pitch. A shot down the first baseline. And a reach, but it's by him as he couldn't quite get to that ball. And he is in there. And time will be called here as the pitching coach heads out to the mound and hopefully try and settle this guy down a bit. Albert Pujols steps in to try and keep things going now with a runner at first following the RBI single.
And that's a nice job right there to drive in the run by the last guy, and it can definitely fire up a team when someone comes through big time with 2 outs.
Well, this is going to hurt any way you look at it, but as you look at the replay, the thing to notice here is that guy, he's got no lead at all over there. I mean, he's maybe 5 feet off the bag. I know you want to keep him close, but come on.
Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1.
I thought they'd be working the edges against a guy like this, but I caught an awful lot of the play.
Now a swing and a miss by Pujols, and he's in a quick 0-2 hole. Might want to stay away from that pitch in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, well, whatever that was, he's lucky to get another chance.
Bounce towards the second baseman. Oh, and he has some trouble with it. And they'll wind up with no play here as he reaches first safely.
The batter, first baseman,
C.J. Cron steps into the box, and we'll see what he can do here. 2 on, 2 away, 2 home in the inning so far.
Well, this could be a huge inning or maybe the end of the inning. This is a pivotal at-bat and one of the turning points of this ballgame right here.
Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1. And he falls behind now, 2-0.
Boy, he better get it back together here with 2 guys on already. He's starting to lose location of that strike zone. He's got to throw a strike right here.
Hit hard up the middle, and that is through into center field. A base hit. In to score is the runner from third. It's now 3-1.
That's a good approach right there with 2 away. He's just going to shorten up the stroke and take it right back up the middle. That'll be good enough to get the job done and pick up the 2-out RBI.
Cameron Maybin will step in now with 3 home in the inning and another 2 men out there on base.
This inning's really starting to unravel quickly from a defensive point of view. This is where you need a nice pop-up in a big way.
He lays out, but he can't make the play, and it's through into right. And they'll put the brakes on that runner at third, and that means the bases are loaded now with 2 away.
shortstop,
Andrelton Simmons steps into the box here in one of the bigger spots in the ballgame so far. Bases juiced now with 2 away.
Yeah, and this is one of those make-or-break moments in a ballgame, Matt. You don't want to let an opportunity like this in the middle innings get away from you.
And this is down for extra bases, and with 2 outs, this might get them all home. 2-run score. And the runner from first comes around to score. The tag, and he is out at third, and with that, the side is retired. So a great inning there as they bat around to score 6 times to open up the lead. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. It's the Angels 6 and the A's 1. Number 48 will lead things off now in a completely different ball game since the last time these guys took their hats.
And after that 6-run inning, you got to hope that you can put together some kind of response. The last thing you want to do is a 1, 2, 3 inning, so a little patience wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Digging in to try it again, Chris Davis. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here. Now a slider, and he gets ahead of him here 0-1. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2. Splitter misses, and it's 1-2 now. Ripped on the ground to first. Crone is up with it, and he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away
The
now.
batter, catcher.
Stephen Vogt walks into the box after being hit by a pitch in his first appearance, and that has to be a little motivation to do something big right here. Good zip to the fastball there by Nolasco, and it's 0-1.
And you know, this is a guy that loves the ball down and in. It's one of the locations he really covers well, so they're going to want to mix their spots here.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Swinging a little blooper to center. Trout coming on. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 go the A's. They trail 6-1. Number 55 is on, and he'll take over on the mound.
Number 55.
Danny Espinoza will be the first one to greet him, as he'll have to turn around and bat from the right side of the plate here.
Espinosa.
Smoked on the ground up the middle. A dive, but he can't get a glove on it. It's through for a base hit. Martin Maldonado stands in following an RBI single this first time through. Swing and a liner. Foul. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2. The early hit total, about what you'd expect in a score line such as this. Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning. Yunel Escobar will dig in here. 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far.
Yeah, put the ball in play. Sometimes that's half the battle.
He's set. Here it comes. Behind on that one. Now behind in the count. 0-1. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And look out as that one ran in and got him.
And I think there's 2 ways you can kind of look at this hit by pitch. On the one hand, it's a little suspicious simply because these guys have scored so many runs already. But at the same time, at some point, you've got to put a stop to guys diving out over the plate. And this may be that time.
Cole Calhoun will stand in now. Pitch swung on and missed the throw. It's high, but a fine job to come down with it at third, and he's out stealing third base.
Now that play is going to change the complexion of this inning for sure. Now all of a sudden you've got 2 outs and a runner at second base, so you may have just handed this pitcher a lifeline.
Here's a late swing and a strike 2. Tough spot here for a left-handed hitter, facing a guy that's exceptionally tough on lefties.
Yeah, you generally get so many at-bats against right-handed.
Oh, that ball comes in and gets him.
Whether this is intentional or not, you're not going to be long for this game if you hit back-to-back guys. Umpires, they tend to have a quick hook after that.
Here's the center fielder, Mike Trout, as he swings and misses at a first pitch fastball, 0-1.
Yeah, even with 2 on and 2 away, this is not a guy that's going to back down out there. He comes right after him with a fastball, and he gets ahead.
Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Angels strand a couple. They lead it 6-1. Leading off the inning, Jed Lowry, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you know, they've fallen behind by quite a bit in the early going here, so they need a good inning here to get him back in the game.
They'll try and entice him with a high fastball, but he wouldn't commit. It's ball 1.
And that guy right there is the beneficiary of all these early runs. He's got to be the happiest guy in the ballpark.
Oh, good action on the two-seamer there, and it's 1-2. Well, that pitch isn't going to light up the radar gun, but it's been effective.
Well, it doesn't have to. If you get that good movement and put it in the right spot, it's plenty good enough to do the job.
Half swing here, but it won't matter. It's strike 3 called anyway, and that's out number 1.
And here this is one more time on show track. You can see it. He checked his swing there, and I think he did so in time, but you can clearly see that that pitch is in the strike zone, and I think ultimately that was a called third strike.
Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-1. Now a curveball's in there, 1-2 now.
So tough to hang in there on that pitch, but you got to do it. You can't give up on that inside corner, or this guy will bury you.
And a fastball blew it right by him, and they're 2 down. Yonder Alonso stands in, looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here, with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. Went about halfway there, but it's a called strike regardless.
Real good lateral movement on that two-seam fastball. That pitch is money for him when it's moving like that. So just keep on throwing.
Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. A's are gone in order. The lead remains 5. It's 6-1. Albert Pujols heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one. And we see some action in the A's bullpen now. It's both a left-hander and a righty that start to loosen up. Line toward the gap in left center. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. C.J. Cron will stride in. Popped out and singled in his 2 trips.
Yeah, and he made just a little adjustment last time coming off of that pop-up the first time around, and he got himself a base knock. That's what the good ones do.
Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And nope, this one falls, so he'll get another shot. The 0-1 delivery. A double play ball to second. 4, 6, 3, and they turn the double play.
The left fielder, number 4, Cameron Maybin.
Cameron Maybin steps in. He scored after reaching on a single his last time up. Swing and a liner, but foul. 6 runs, 11 hits, and no errors to this point for the Angels. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And a check swing. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. It's ball 1. Now a check swing, but that's in there for strike 3 anyway, and the inning is over. Angels go. Marcus Semien comes to the plate as we get started here in the bottom of the 5th.
Boy, they've got some work to do here, but there's still a lot of time left in this game, so just chip away, chip away.
First pitch misses here to the leadoff man in the inning. The number 9 hitter in the lineup. It's ball 1. The pitch count there. 1 pitch into his 5th inning of work. Not much of a concern, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. He hasn't had any real overtaxed innings, so he should be fine for the time being.
Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and 2 strikes here. Swing and a liner. Foul. And he pops it up back behind second base. There to look it in is Simmons, 1 away.
Up next for Oakland,
Rajay Davis
center fielder,
steps in, working on a
Rajay
1-for-2 game so far. Nolasco looks in. Here's the first pitch. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1-0.
And right now, these guys just need something to break their way. A blooper, a bunt, a hit by pitch. Something to get a base runner and give that guy something else to think about out there.
Fastball got him to swing through it. It's 1-1. Gets a small piece near the plate. Gonna be a tough play. Throw on to first, 2 gone.
now batting, right fielder,
Matt Joyce will stand in now. A punch-out victim twice already. EK, I'll ask you because you're the one sitting next to me. Do you approach an at-bat differently when you have 2 strikeouts under your belt this early in the game?
Well, you're doing this.
And the throw is in time to get him to retire the side. 1-2-3 go the A's. They trail 6-1. Andrelton Simmons will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot hand.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1.
0-1's the count.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. And the 6th inning opens with a flyout, 1 away.
the batter, number 8.
Now to the plate, Danny Espinosa. He singled his last time up. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike, 0-1. Hot shot to third. And a sliding try there at third, but it skips by him, a base hit.
Ah, the perils of being a third baseman. I remember it well. He's way out in front of this pitch and just hammers it towards the hole. You can see by the reaction at third, the coaches are telling you, hey, get in front of that one. Yeah, right. You get in front of that one.
Martin Maldonado checks his swing here on the first pitch, and it's 1-0. The 1-0 delivery. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, there's a good one right there, right over the top. And just fire that thing in there.
Slapped hard the opposite way, and that'll get down for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Now batting, third baseman.
Now at the plate, Yunel Escobar. He was drilled by a pitch his last time up.
And he knows there was no real intention to hit him right there, but that doesn't make you feel any better to get hit. And he'll be looking to get some revenge right here.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. First offering to him stays upstairs. It's a ball and no strikes.
And he doesn't look like the same reliever here in his 3rd inning of work. Looking a little worse for wear out there.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. Eric, what are you looking for here?
It's a fastball count, but he doesn't always play by the rules out there, so this could very well be a slider or something away. So in other words, I have no idea.
Davis is there now, and he has it. 2 gone. Cole Calhoun will stand in, one of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far.
Yeah, guys, he's got to be feeling a little bit like that dog that gets left out in the rain while the rest of the family's inside by the fire. I guess he's just not seeing what everyone else is.
Fastball in there for a called strike.
And, you know, if you're going to challenge a guy up in the zone with a fastball, why not do it on the first pitch? A lot of times he's going to be taken anyway, and you just bought yourself a strike that you can now throw anything off.
Now a fastball off the plate away. Ball and a strike. Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. Around third and being waved on home. The run scores from second. And a relay home. And it's in time, and he's out at the plate, so 1 runs across, but the second one is cut down trying to score. Number 48 will dig in. 0 for 2 thus far.
Designated hitter.
Nolasco steps into his windup. First pitch on the way. Sends that one out of play for strike one. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's what you have to do against a big sweeping slider like that. It starts in the zone, and it's probably going to finish out of the zone, so that's a good job just to lay off.
Hit hard back up the middle. Solid base hit for him, his first of the afternoon.
You talk about a guy who's really stepped it up all throughout this postseason. Here's your man right here. And he's on base again as he leads off the inning with a base hit.
From the stretch, Chris Davis stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0.
All right, leadoff man on first. Here's where you got to start clawing your way back into this ball game. It's not too late, but it needs to start happening soon.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Now a double play ball here as this is on the ground to third. Espinosa on to first. A double play.
Well, this ball is hit sharply, but you'll see the pitch is working its way down in the strike zone, and that's very tough to elevate. It's going to wind up being an easy double play ball.
Into the box, Stephen Vogt. Oh, and look out as this runs in and gets him. The second man he's plunked in this one.
The batter, number 8.
Jed Lowry will try it again. He's grounded out and struck out in 2 trips.
Yep, not showing too much so far, but he's got a chance to make something happen right here. See if he can put those other ABs behind him.
Curveball looked at here for strike 1. The hit by pitch count, definitely worth keeping an eye on there. Tap foul at home plate. Inside as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2.
And this is going back to the pattern he's been using here lately. Set him up inside and then get him out with pitches away.
Swing and a liner. Foul. Hard hit ball to second, but right there is the second baseman, and that will retire the side. 1 left for Oakland. They're down 7-1. Back here at the Coliseum in Oakland. The Angels are out on top in this one as we get caught up on our game summary through the first 6 innings of play. Ryan Dull will come on now in a mop-up role as he'll just try and keep this deficit from growing any larger. Swing and a liner, but foul. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
You know, when I watch Mike Trout and I see the speed and the power, it reminds me of Mickey Mantle. And whatever you do, don't give him something down in the zone to hit. He loves the ball down.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. And here's a ball hit in the air. Alonso ranging into shallow right. He's there and records the first out.
Up next for the Angels.
So 1 away now for the Angels in the 7th. And standing in, trouble now in the person of Albert Pujols. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And he holds up here, but the pitch is a cold strike anyway. And he lays off for ball 1. Hit sharply on the ground. That's through a base hit, and he's got his 3rd hit of the game.
Now batting.
C.J. Cron gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. And a fastball close, but ultimately ruled a ball. 1-0. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. That'll be a souvenir, and the count will move to 1-1. 1-1, here it comes. Think he held up in time, but that becomes moot as it's a called strike 2. Changeup, and that fades down and away, 2-2.
That changeup away is his ground ball pitch. That's a good job to hold off.
On the ground to the right side. Gloved by Lowry. Throw on to second, so they'll get the lead man, and that's all. Cameron Maybin ready for another at-bat now. He's 2 for 3 so far.
Yeah, and you can bet he'd love to get himself that third hit. Those are the kind of games that puts a little extra pep in your step.
Hit hard on the ground to the right. And a backhanded reach at first, but he can't flag it down.
Yeah, he's swinging a pretty hot bat here. 3 for 4 now after the base hit. That wasn't a little bleeder. That ball was smoke.
First pitch of the at-bat. He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. And it's quickly 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Grounded to short. Simeon's got it. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Leading off the inning, Trevor Plouffe, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you're facing a pretty big deficit in this game, so they need to start clawing their way back.
Bounce to first. Crone scoops it up, and he'll take this to the bag of 3 unassisted for the first out.
The batter, first baseman, Yonder Alonso.
Yonder Alonso will step in. He's lined out and grounded out in 2 trips.
He seems to be seeing the ball okay, though, making some decent contact so far.
First pitch here misses wide, 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1. To 2-2 now. Seems like we've seen a lot of guys late on the fastball tonight.
And he's not throwing all that hard either. But when he throws it off the other pitches, that's where it makes it a little more difficult.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Crone ranges to his right, and he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
Shortstop,
Marcus Semien will dig in now. A single and a fly out for him in 2 trips thus far.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
Line drive to left, and that'll get down for a 2-out single. At the plate, Rajay Davis. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
Yeah, ground out last time, but you know, with his speed, that's kind of a big part of the way he plays the game. Put the ball on the ground and force the defense to make a clean, quick play on him, because if they don't, he's safe.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Here it comes, 0-2. Now a 58-foot curveball that misses for a ball.
That big curveball is not an easy one to take on an 0-2 count. That's a great job of holding off.
Swing and a liner, but foul. 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error on the Oakland line score. And now a sharply hit ball toward the right side as this gets foul past the coaching box. Got him looking, and that ends the inning. The A's strand 1. They're down 7-1. Liam Hendricks will come on now in a mop-up role as he'll just try and keep this deficit from growing any larger. Stepping in, Danny Espinoza. He's looking to go 4 for 4 with a base hit right here. That's lifted the other way out to left. Davis on the move. He makes the play. A fine running catch to get the first out of the inning. Martin Maldonado digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And this is just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0.
A lot of late movement on that fastball. That nearly came back to the outer edge.
Started to go around, but it's ruled strike one anyway. One and two as the changeup had him out in front there.
Well, I just don't think he was expecting that one, and it was the perfect time to just take a little off.
One out, nobody on. Hit down the third base line, but this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. And this is swung on and missed. Two are quickly retired to start inning number 8. Yunel Escobar will stand in. He flew out his last time up.
Yunel Escobar.
Flares this one over toward first. And a little self-preservation down at first as he pulls that one in to end the inning. Angels are gone in order. They're on. Matt Joyce will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
Jose Alvarez will come in now working with a huge lead, so he'll just look to get some work in here. Out in front of it, strike one. Slider taken here. 1 ball, 1 strike. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, trying to go front door with that breaking ball started it a little too far inside, though.
And he'll take this to the bag of 3 unassisted for the first out.
The batter,
Number 48 steps in now. Watches a fastball right there for strike one. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. Inside as he might be trying to set him up here 1-2.
Well, you know, when you're behind an account like this, it's all about changing your approach at the plate. You got to shorten up a little bit and just look to put the ball in play.
Espinoza backs up and takes care of it. 2 away. Chris Davis will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
Slow curveball at 74, in for a strike.
Not a bad idea to take a look at that one there. Now that you've seen the curveball, you can start to get a better gauge on it. Get a feel for what it looks like coming out of the pitcher's hand.
And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. 2-2 now with 2 away and the base is empty.
I think you have to ask yourself, was he trying to throw a fastball for a strike right there? Or was he just trying to set me up for that changeup away?
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. A look there at the Bay Bridge from the East Bay side, where we are for this one from the O.Co Coliseum in Oakland. Cole Calhoun stands in, looking to build off that RBI double from his last plate appearance.
Yeah, it's been an offensive explosion for him today, and let's see if they can keep it going.
Hit out towards second. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
the center fielder, number 27, Mike.
Ready for another chance? Mike Trout. He's 1 for 4 for the game. First pitch on its way. Now a half swing here as he wanted to pull it back, but he does so too late. It's strike one. drilled to first. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now. Albert Pujols will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. Here's a slider to start things out. Looked at for ball 1. Up top, it's 2-0.
2 times here they've gone away. Both pretty easy takes. And as a hitter, now I'm thinking it might be time they try to bust something inside.
2-1 after the foul ball there. Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. Striding in to start the 9th, Stephen Vogt, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
There's a good fastball on the outside corner as he'll take a look at strike 1. Slider, and that's in there for strike 2.
Oh, you like the way this guy is just going about his business here. He's got a big lead, but he's pitching like it's a tie game here in the 9th.
Throw on by Espinosa takes care of him for the first out.
Number 8, second base.
Jed Lowry digs in now after lining out in his last try.
Yeah, he put a good swing on it last time, so we'll see if he can make one fall here.
Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike 1. Credit where credit's due. This guy's done a good job out of the bullpen.
No question. He's been able to hold that lead, and these guys really haven't threatened him at all.
And that is swung on and missed, and things are starting to look bleak here for the home 9. There are 2 away now.
When you're out there pitching with a 6, 7, 8-run lead, you can afford to come right at guys 0-2. Why not?
Trevor Plouffe is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1.
And he's probably not going to throw too many first-pitch changeups. That's a pretty darn good call.
And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out. Yonder Alonso stands into the box. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. First delivery to him on the way. In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0. Blowing away as he misses again. 2-0.
Now you've got a 6-run lead out there, and there's no reason not to come right at that.
Cold strike on the change. 2-1.
Yeah, you don't see 2-0 changeups too often, but if you know a good hitter is going to be sitting fastball, don't give him what he wants.
Now a swing and a ground ball. This should do it. On to first, and that is going to conclude the festivities here tonight.
Well, you know, this one was pretty much over early on. A huge 3rd inning is all they needed to cruise to this victory.
One more look at the final line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory. And guys, we were treated to an excellent pitching performance in this one by the gentleman you see right here, Ricky Nolasco. Take a snapshot of that. He's our top player of the game.
And this is what you want out of your starter. Gives him 7 strong innings, sets things up perfectly for his bullpen.